you guys watch this channel, you're probably largely aware of how the Zionist lobby effectively gets America to pursue bad foreign policy in the Middle East to further Israel's aims over America's. And it's easy to intellectually understand that, but every now and then a clip comes from a politician that just shows so plainly how much power the Israel lobby has. And in this clip, Gavin Newsom just has a complete spurg out over the podcast host asking him about AIPAC. That just shows like, okay, nobody would react like this unless there were some serious power being pushed on him. And keep in mind, this is our governor of California, one of the most powerful people in America, and he is so fearful of Israel, or the Israel lobby. And so yes, just look at this clip. It's insane.
AIPAC. I will not vote for a candidate that takes $1 from AIPAC.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I haven't thought about AIPAC. And it's interesting. You're like the first to bring up AIPAC in years, which is interesting. Why did I say that? Not relevant to my day-to-day life.
Okay.
Which is just interesting.
Listen.
It's interesting you say that. JPAC perhaps more, but AIPAC less and less.
Okay, fair enough.
Which is just interesting.
What's interesting about it?
That it's just interesting as you bring up AIPAC that it hasn't been part of. I'm just reflecting kind of openly and honestly. Hasn't been part of the day-to-day.
Yeah. The only reason why I ask.
So how horrible of a response was that? Let's re-listen to it one more time just to really bask in how awful of a response this is. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be the Democrats' champion. This is the guy who's supposed to come in next in the next 3 years and save the Democratic Party from more MAGA. And he can't even answer this fucking basic question.
Which is interesting. Ability with conditions that are changing on an
AIPAC. I will not vote for a candidate that takes $1 from AIPAC.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I haven't thought about AIPAC. And it's interesting. You're like the first to bring up AIPAC in years.
Yeah, I totally believe this guy. Don't you guys believe this guy? This guy never thinks about AIPAC. This guy never gets emails from AIPAC. AIPAC never talks to Gavin Newsom. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you, bro.
Just interesting.
It's so interesting, right? It wasn't that question. It was such an interesting question. Like, I've never heard a more thought-provoking question in my life. Like the question of free will. Is there a God? Like, these questions are just, Jesus Christ, this guy's so triggering. Like, it actually wasn't a very interesting question, Gavin. Like, it's actually a very simple question. The fact that you are, let's count how many times he says interesting. I think so far he's at 3.
I say that. Not relevant to my day-to-day life.
Then why is it interesting? Wouldn't it be boring then? If it's not relevant to your life at all, why is it so interesting?
Okay.
Which is just interesting.
Listen.
And it's interesting. His response is just so bad that it's hard to parse. Like, it's hard to even analyze because of how bad it is. He said it's interesting because it's not a part of his life. Like, what? How does that make something interesting?
It's interesting you say that. JPAC perhaps more, but AIPAC less and less.
Okay, fair enough.
Which is just interesting.
What's interesting about it?
Yo, are we at like 10 interestings already? What the heck? Gavin, you need to fix your vocabulary. There are other adjectives that you can use than interesting. Like, I kind of get psychopath vibes from Gavin, so I don't know if his nervous system is triggered, but like, this is obviously like a not performing at peak capability.
That it's just interesting as you bring up AIPAC that it hasn't been part of. I'm just reflecting quite openly.
Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. This is my governor. Jeez. I guess no US politicians except like 5 are able to answer this question and not sound like a dumbass.
Hasn't been part of the day-to-day.
Yeah.
So what we got was interesting. That's interesting. Why is it interesting? It's just not really something I think about. Like, it's not a part of my life. But it's interesting. What the fuck? What do these Zionists have on our politicians that they act like this? I mean, like, it might just be money, but I don't think it's just money. But it might just be money, I guess. For me, it seems like the only topic that gets them this bad at their job is Israel. And I believe it's because it's the one they know they're the most wrong about, and it's the one they're lying the most about. So whenever they get asked about it, their brains go into shit, we have to start lying mode. I think that's why this type of stuff happens. But yeah, Gavin, this was an really embarrassing performance, bro. You need to brush up on the AIPAC talking points. You say you don't talk to them much. Well, then maybe you do need to start talking to them in order to get the talking points down, because this was really embarrassing. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you liked it, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a good one.